guys, it is Teenage Marvel Fan, back with another video. And in today's video, I am doing another episode review from Marvel's Spider-Man. And this episode is titled Critical Update. The main villain of this episode is Sand Girl. And before I get into the episode, I just want to go over who Sand Girl is. So, this is Sand Girl. Basically, she's Sandman's daughter. And I really hate the whole idea of this, because of course, I like the original versions of villains. I don't like when they change characters like this. Like, they still have regular Sandman, but he's like a good guy now. And Sandman is like one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. But then on this show, they make him a hero, and then turn his daughter into the evil one. Which I think is really stupid, and doesn't make any sense. But all that aside, let's get into the episode review. So, the episode starts off with a bunch of henchmen and, crime people with guns. They're all meeting in a warehouse. But then Superior Spider-Man comes in, knocks them all to the ground, and asks them who called this meeting. And then he finds out that it was Sand Girl. So then he knows that it was Sand Girl. And then after that, of course, Peter, or Otto, I guess you could say, he has to go back to school, of course. So Otto is trying to do an impression of Peter Parker, and it's really bad. Like, you can tell it's so obvious that he's not Peter, but for some reason people haven't figured it out yet. So then he's working on stuff in his lab, and then he finds out where Sand Girl is. So then Miles is following him because he's getting a little suspicious. So then Superior Spider-Man gets there, and he's like, you really think you could escape from me? I tracked you down. And then she drops a cage on him, which you can see on screen here. And then she's like, I counted on you finding me. So then she starts electrocuting him. And, he'd be dead in a few minutes if Miles hadn't shown up. But he shows up, and he attacks them. And then he frees Superior Spider-Man. And then Superior Spider-Man calls on his attack drones, which is a really cool idea. It's like his Octobots, but they're shaped like spiders, and they're smaller, and they're like surveillance. So that's cool. So they start attacking, and it's like this full-on war between Sand Girl and her hench people, and then Superior Spider-Man and Miles Morales. So then they keep fighting. They knock out all the guards, or the henchmen. And then, Superior Spider-Man is fighting Sand Girl. And then he shoots her with a web, and then shoots the other end of the web to the cage, the one that was electrocuting him earlier. And then, of course, he brings in those science elements because he's super smart. And then he's like, what do you get when you mix sand and electricity together? Glass. So then she turns to glass. And then Superior Spider-Man walks up to her and is about to punch her in the face and shatter her to pieces, which is really dark for a kid's show. I mean, he's about to kill her. But Miles ultimately stops him, luckily. Well, actually, it wouldn't really matter to me because I'd still prefer to have regular Sandman. I don't care about Sand Girl. But Miles stops it, and they just go off. But now Miles is super suspicious, so of course he's going to tell Anya and Gwen about it. So they're all going to be super suspicious. And in the next episode, I read the plot summary for the next episode, and the whole Spider team, which is Anya, Miles, and Gwen, plus the Avengers, are going to all confront the Superior Spider-Man because they have figured out that it's not Peter. And then at the end of the episode, Max Modell needed to talk to Peter, but of course Otto hates Max, so he has a bad temper while he's in there. And then Max is like, you have to pay your tuition, but Peter can't pay it. So Otto says, I've never paid tuition in my life. You should give me a scholarship because I'm so smart and you need me here. But then, of course, Max is like, it's not that simple. I can't just give you a scholarship. So then Peter walks off and he's like, I quit. So now Peter Parker no longer attends Horizon High. Until, of course, people figure out that they switch bodies. I think it would be cool if he went over to work for Osborn Academy. I think that would be really cool. Because I really like the whole idea of Osborn Academy. Because it's like you have Horizon High, which is basically the school that all the superheroes like Miles, Gwen, Peter, formerly Peter, and Anya go to. And then you have Osborn Academy, or something like that, where it's like all the villains go to school. And like, so like, of course, Norman Osborn is the head, like he's like the boss of the whole organization. And of course Harry Osborn goes to school there, and he's the Hobgoblin. Norman Osborn isn't the Green Goblin yet, and he's supposedly dead right now, but I highly doubt that. I mean, he's probably coming back as the Green Goblin. But then also Shocker goes to school there. The guy that turned into Rhino goes there. I believe the guy that turned into Man-Wolf goes there as well. And then, of course, you've also got the teachers. Like, you have Alistair Smythe working there. And, even Vulture is a teacher. And Jackal, the guy, Miles Warren, the Jackal, was working there before he supposedly died. But yeah, I think that would be really cool if Peter started going to Osborn Academy. Especially since it's secretly Otto Octavius. So, that's what happened in this episode, other than the fact that Peter's consciousness was still inside the neurocortex, but then Max was trying to get it to work, but it wouldn't work, so he decided to reboot it and do like a clean wipe and like delete all the stuff that was in it. So Peter's consciousness was going to get deleted, so he had to find a way to escape. So then after a little bit, he found a way to escape, because he found where it was like a backup plan that Otto had. So there was a part where if you enter the right password, then you can escape, and the password was I hate SpiderMan. So then Peter escaped, but he's not in the neurocortex anymore, but he is in the Horizon High, like, Wi-Fi and network systems and stuff like that. So, I don't know when he's gonna get back in his body, but I know that it is happening at some point. So, let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of this episode, and what do you think will happen next? Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video, so I can bestow all Marvel knowledge upon you.